Hi, I'm Jonathan Block. It's been a while since I've done an iPad-only jam, so that's what I'm going to do in this video. I'm going to use Percussion as a sound source for a soundscape using SpaceFields, do some electric piano over that, and a couple of different Moogs. A lot of that will be triggered by Brambos's Rosetta suite. I'll be using Collider and XOX and Particles. So let me just kind of walk through this. Originally, I'd started this build video by having a blank instance of AUM and just building up all the channels. I only got 2 channels done in about 30 minutes, so that would go on way too long. I think what I'm going to look into is doing some streaming for these build ones, so then I just don't have to worry so much about editing and don't have to worry so much about time limits. But let me walk through all the stuff I've got here in AUM, do some sound samples, explain a little bit as I go along, and then I'll do the jam. So I've got a couple of instances of Ruizmaker. I've got 808 and then an FM type percussion set. And I'll be sending the analog 808 through SpaceFields. Let me just play what that sounds like just without SpaceFields. All right. And then what we're going to do is have that on. I've got Bleass's delay, and I got a lot of Bleass delays in this setup. When Bleass first came around, I didn't like this interface at all, but I've grown to like it over the years. It's all kind of right in front of you, and it's all very straightforward, and they're just really good apps. And then of course SpaceFields. I've got rack reverb from AudioKit here, but I'm not going to use that. So here's a patch I've built in SpaceFields. I call this Falling Rocks, and I'm just going to start the sequencer. Have this go through. Now this is redlining here, but when it's playing back on SpaceFields, it won't. So I needed to goose up the level a little just to make sure that when it is doing the looping and playing those loops, it's not too quiet. All right, and then we're going to one more round here. All right, now SpaceFields will kick in. Let's hear what that sounds like. Typical SpaceFields, it will transform whatever you put in there. So you've got that space, a lot of reverb here. All right. So I'm going to skip over the next channel here because this comes in later. And let's move over to the electric piano. I have trouble saying that today. Another AudioKit app. So this is one of their presets, and I just tweaked it a bit. And that'll go through, again, Bleass delay, and we have a little plate reverb, adverb 2 from Audio Damage. I have these set low, only because this particular plate reverb is really heavy. Heavy in that wet. Oh, what I'm not showing is I did set up this drum machine in a different drum pattern here in Rosetta. And this same pattern triggered that original Ruizmaker sound that became SpaceFields Soundscape, and it will also, I mean, it's actually doing it now. A lot of other stuff is being triggered now. I just have the volumes down. Ruizmaker FM, same setup here, but we'll get to that. Let's get back to the electric piano. Actually, showing particles now is useless. Let's just kind of get the volume up. This is very kind of open and spacey, so really fades in nice as you fade up the volume. And you don't have to take too long either, because there's a bit of space between the notes. So we're there already. It's up. Now let me show particles. You know, generative, random. I mean, I have this going in D major. And I did, you know, change all the settings here. Typically, the density is a little too much for me. I always have to raise the pitch as well. And for the gate length, I find that 1 beat works well so that the notes kind of blend into each other. If you go down to, you know, 16th or an 8th, it's a little more choppy. So now we've got that kind of going in the background. I think what I would do at this point is do a little bit of a mellow solo. So I've got Moog's Model 15 set up here. That's going again through Bleass delay. And Adverb 2. So I got a patch set up here. Actually, I take that back. The first one is a preset. Whoops, that I did not want to do. I'm not sure that did anything. Let me just choose back. And, you know, patch chords, virtual patch chords. Who doesn't love virtual patch chords? Actually, a lot of people don't. All right, so key. So then I would just, again, we're in D major, so just... It's definitely not the easiest to play the on-screen keyboard, but you can get pretty proficient. There's a lot of videos online of folks that do really well. So, you know, just... Wrong note. Nice mellow sound. So then after that, as an intro, whoops, what we'll do is we go back here. And then I would start bringing in Ruizmaker FM, which is a more traditional percussion line, and also lower the SpaceFields soundscape a little so it's more in the background. So go a little more than I would in a jam. Get that down to probably -12 dB for the soundscape. Let me just get that up. I think probably -2. It's a little loud. Okay. So again, same XOX pattern I created that triggered SpaceFields is also for Ruismaker FM. I like using the Rosetta apps in general, Particles, Collider, XOX, and there's a few more. But I really like creating a pattern on any of them and then sending it through multiple, like a synth and percussion, because it always sounds different. It doesn't sound like you're using the same line. And then over here we've got Model D, a mini Moog. Again, Bleass delay. Got rack reverb from AudioKit. I gotta turn that down a little. And we'll just bring in, this is just a sequence synthy line. So there's two delays going on here. There's the delay that is part of Moog. So you go in here, go into effects, I've got delay going. You know what, I might raise that a teeny bit. The feedback and the mix. And then the second delay, which is more the kind of effecty delay that's kind of offset in the left and right, that's a setting called Pompeii. This is a preset. It just kind of gets that rapid, white noisy sound going. Again, this is triggered by Collider. Got a couple of my hadrons. Make the grid one bigger. All right, and then we would go back to model 15, and I have a preset here. Now this is a lot louder than that previous one, so I want to go down 3 dBs on this solo channel. I mean, 3.1, 2.9 doesn't make a difference, but I like it to be right on that evenness. And so this is more of a classic kind of sauce sound. And then it would just be a question of different fade outs to kind of end it. You know, kind of ending back up with the soundscape. So I think what I would do in this case, I got to put it down. Let me raise up the soundscape back to 0. Again, I'm going with the fading in and out a lot faster than I will in the jam. And then I'll kind of fade out. It's got to be able to do both at once. The Moog, the mini Moog sequence line and the Ruizmaker FM percussion line. So just fade these out. Come on. There we go. fade out the electric piano a little. Just get a little more in the background, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I fade the rest of it out. You could have this soundscape going for a while, and you get those spaces in between the notes of the electric piano, so I could just easily bring that down and out, and we're left with the SpaceFields soundscape. Let's do the jam. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and good luck with your own music.